Hi, I'm Andre, and I'm a black nerd, and
Right? I noticed that. I always thought to myself, God, that guy's got a great tan, but in fact, you are a black nerd. Dude, and a handsome one.
Well, thank you. I'm doing
So welcome.
Yeah, especially if I'm still looking handsome after day 3. I'm glad.
You're here, my friend. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming back. I should say yes.
I saw you a few months back in Long Beach.
Long Beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was random. Like I just randomly found you. I had no cameras on me. I was like, let's just record on my phone. I'm just gonna talk to you.
Yeah, cool, buddy. Great to see you.
So it's good to see you again. Of course, Rob Paulsen, and we're talking about Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Season 2 is about to wrap up, but it's been a really fun season and a good season for Donatello, I would say.
Totally, very good. And I mean, I'm getting closer to getting the chick. Because in my on-camera life, I never, there's a million average-looking white guys. I'm a white nerd.
Yeah.
So the million average-looking white guys with SAG cards, and I never got the chick. I'm much closer to getting the human chick as a Ninja Turtle. So, the unrequited sort of interspecies romance be damned. I'm really glad to be in a position where I almost get the chick.
Sometimes you gotta change yourselves up. And if that means going to a different species, then so be it.
So be it. What? It hasn't stopped a lot of other people.
Right. Do you know about the whole Apritello Tumblr thing?
Yeah, people send me stuff from DeviantArt and the Tumblr stuff where they do an Apritello like Brangelina, and they do this mishmash of, Andre, it is so flattering that anybody takes the time to do this stuff. And I have to really fess up about something. There was a point in my earlier part of my career, people would send me this stuff, and my first reaction, it wasn't like I didn't like it. It was just kind of, God, you got too much time on your hands. Do you know what I mean? Like that, and it was not meant to be, but I think it was kind of a slight at what people were doing, and only because I didn't understand the depth to which these characters affect people. Mm-hmm. And I am now so flattered that people, it's not about, they take the time because they want to take the time, and it's important to them. And so consequently, I've learned a whole lot about the fan base for Ninja Turtles, for Pinky and the Brain, for Animaniacs, for any show. When a character or characters or a show affects a fan base that deeply, it is an expression of love and appreciation. Mm-hmm. So I've been educated, and I get it, and I'm really appreciative. It's crazy how much they love it. Yeah.
No, it's amazing. I mean, especially with you, you've been part of Ninja Turtles through 2 different generations. Yeah.
I think the only people who've been in longer than I are Kevin and Peter.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and then the other, my 3 turtle buddies, Townsend Coleman, Cam Clark, and Barry Gordon, and Peter Renaday was Master Splinter, and the late, great James Avery, who was Shredder, and Renee Jacobs. Pat Fraley was Krang. Renee Jacobs was April. So all of us had no idea that it was going to become what it became. And then, you tell me, it's arguably as popular now as it's ever been, right?
Yeah, it seems like now it has just been insane and crazy. Right. And what I found interesting about it, I actually read this in an article about the recent art show they had, parents and kids, because the kids watch the new show, the parents remember the old show, and so it's almost this cross-generational thing.
It is, and that is the one thing that we hear over and over again. I do a lot of personal appearances around the country, a lot of cons, a lot of autograph things, and the continuing refrain from this fan base with respect to Ninja Turtles is exactly what you're talking about. Oh my God, I'm 29 or I'm 34, and I got a couple of kids, and we watch Turtles, and I love Turtles as much as I ever had. We watch the old ones, we watch the new ones, and the reason that this iteration is so successful, and the reason it hits it ticks all the boxes, is because people your age are making it. Yeah. That's what's cool. I mean, I'm considerably older than you, and which is great because nobody gives a that I got silver hair. It goes great with a purple bandana. But honest to God, the people who are making the show, like Ciro and Brandon, the people in charge are turtle freaks, and more importantly, desperately respectful of the fan base and the franchise and the mythology and the ethos. So it translates. And I'm telling you what, with Viacom's money, it ends up on the screen because it is an expensive show. But if you watch Turtles on a 90-inch HD screen, man, it looks like a movie. I'm so proud of it. It's great.
Maybe they should do a movie.
Oh my goodness! What a great idea.
Nickelodeon animated movie.
Turtles. Yeah, it could happen.
No disrespect to the other one, but
I see the gears turning in the beautiful heads back there. Yeah.
the businessmen are like, yes.
Let's see. We can kind of amortize the costs over. Yeah. Totally.
Now, because you were Raphael and now Donatello, just from a voice actor perspective, was that a difficult thing to do? Was it a challenge to try to make sure that your Donatello was different from your Raphael?
Well, it's a challenge, but I shouldn't say. I don't know that it's difficult. It was a bit of a challenge, but I put it in the hands of Ciro and his team, because when I got called to audition for Turtles, the new Turtles, a few years ago, it was interesting. I was putting myself through my own ageism. And by that I mean, when I got the call, it was like, well, that's okay, that's cool, but do they know who I am? Not out of arrogance, out of the fact that I was 55 years old. I'm the oldest guy in this room, man. And when they called me to read for it, I said, well, I was on the original show. And the reason I said that was because as you know, there have been several iterations of Ninja Turtles that had nothing to do with the original cast. Right. So I didn't want to get in there and have them say, well, let's throw the old guy a bone. He's here. We forgot. Oh, that's right. He was Raphael. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had my agent call them just to make sure there was not a mistake. And they said, no, we know exactly who you are. We love Turtles, but we love Pinky. We love Carl Weezer. We love The Mask. We love The Tick. We love Mighty Max. We love Animaniacs. We love Pinky and the Brain. We love all this stuff you've done. We just think that you would be interesting for our vision of what we want in Donatello. Yeah. Are you okay with audition? I said, of course I am. But it was so fascinating that I was the one who put the restrictions on myself, because I thought, well, I'm kind of old now. Didn't bother them, and it's worked that way in a lot of shows. Frank Welker, the legendary Frank Welker, he's been doing Freddy on Scooby-Doo since 1969, right? 45 years he's been doing that. Yeah. I learned a great lesson, and that was that it really isn't about your age, specifically with respect to animation. It's about whether you can step up to the plate, do your gig, do it at a high level. And Brandon and the crew at TMNT said, oh, no, you've got the acting chops. We don't care what you look like. We're going to make what you look like. Yeah. And we just want you to bring them to life. So I'm grateful that they not only gave me the chance, but that they allowed me my little freak out where I said, I'm too old for this. And they said, not as far as we're concerned. I thought, oh, okay, great. So here I am. And man, I am living a dream. It's crazy. And it is, as they say, love is sort of often better the second time around. Yeah. Same thing with Turtles. I had a ball, and I will always be Raphael and the original, and they can never take that away from me. But man, getting another crack at this with a huge fan base, arguably twice as big because of the parents now who are 30, 35, and with their kids, it is beyond joyful. Yeah.
So how did it feel to then have to go back as Raphael for the Manhattan Project special?
Cool. That was great. It was great. It was really great because I got to see my old buddies from the show, and we kept in touch, but we hadn't done Turtles since 1995, I think was when the last batch was done. So it was really great to see them. And now, because of this, the old Turtles, the original Turtles, have done a few gigs, a few conventions together, and the audience freaks. Dude, I'm telling you, we've been together in Calgary, we're going to be in Texas, we're going to be in Portland this year, and Florida, and the audience freaks out. Obviously, the nostalgia is a huge, powerful emotion. When, all these guys open their mouths, Townie and Cam and Barry and, Cowabunga, Turtle Power, and they just get excited as hell. And of course, all the original shows are out in a 10 DVD set. Now you can get the new Turtles and the original Turtles and watch them. It's Turtle Mania, baby. It's cool. It's great. Yes. Yeah.
I have my turtle van with all the discs inside, of course.
Talking about.
And it's been cool to see you go to all these different conventions. You definitely have to let me know when all you guys are together at a con. I want to see that.
Yeah, I would love that. We're going to be up at Portland at the Rose City Convention. Then we're going to be at Alamo City, San Antonio, Alamo City Comic-Con. So check out Alamo City and Rose City Comic-Con. And all four of the original Turtles will be there this year.
And then I saw something about, are they doing like an Animaniacs symphony or something like that?
Yes, thank you for asking. Yeah. Randy Rogel, who wrote most of the songs that I sang on Animaniacs, and I have been together doing a live Animaniacs music thing around LA. We did it over in Atlanta at MomoCon a couple months ago, and really successful. But it's basically Randy and me and a piano on a stage, and the music is phenomenal. I mean, that music is unbelievable. Yeah. As most of you know, Animaniacs was scored with a proper orchestra the way that Looney Tunes was done, the way all the old cartoons were done. Yeah. So if Yakko runs up the water tower, the xylophone guy goes, you know. It's very cool, Andre. We signed a deal about a month ago with the 80-piece Colorado Symphony, and we're going to do a 2-hour evening of Animaniacs music with the Colorado Symphony at the Betcher Center in Denver. And I was there last weekend putting the logistical aspects together. It's going to be unbelievable because the music is beyond great. You know, Randy's the guy that wrote United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, wrote all those songs, and it is killer. So, yeah, thanks for bringing that up. The 26th of September, if you guys are going to be in Denver, you check out the Colorado Symphony website, and then we'll have a little Q&A afterwards and signing stuff and all that. So, Randy Rogel and Yakko singing Animaniacs songs.
I'm going to have to take a little trip.
Dude, it's going to be gnarly. It really is. It's pretty cool. And what's really also great is that when I go there, it's not just relegated to Animaniacs. The draw is the Animaniacs, but everybody knows that I was Yakko and Pinky and Raphael and Donatello and Arthur. And so if you want to get any of that stuff signed, bring it to the Animaniacs show, no problem.
Thank you so much, Rob. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And, of course, we got to plug your podcast, which is great.
Oh, thank you. Yes, please. My podcast is called Talkin' Tunes. You can get it at iTunes, or you can get it on robpaulsenlive.com. We've done 116 of them. We do them like every other week at the Improv here in Hollywood Live. The most recent one is focus on a Disney show called The 7D. Yeah, right? When Tom Ruger, who produced and created Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain and Tiny Toons, is doing 7D, so that is who we focused on. But I've had Sean on a couple of times, Raphael. I'm going to get Sipes on. We did an evening of Jimmy Neutron. We did an evening of Fairly Odd Parents. Basically, me talking to the most incredibly talented voice actors in the world who happen to be all on my phone. They're my friends.
You know, it'd be a fun one is you should get all the people who voiced the various characters of Jim Carrey, because you were the Mask, the guy that is Ventura, and then the Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, that's right, because I did the Mask, and then we even did a crossover where I went up to Canada and did an episode of Ace Ventura, and the guy that did Ace Ventura did an episode of The Mask. So that's a great idea. Thanks, man.
That, yeah. Well, that's what made me think of it, because of that crossover episode.
Thanks, man. And really, Andre, it is such a joy to talk to you, and you're always so pleasant. And thank you very much for shining a light on us. We're very flattered.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just, I know the fans can be very tight to their version of Turtles, but I'm just telling everybody, like, this is a great series. It's new, and it also pays homage to the originals, and it's been a lot of fun, and you've been a great part of it, of both versions, so thanks so much.
I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.